Okay, I think I've spent long enough fiddling with the audio. Hey, hello. This is just another one of these really simple little update videos on my existence. I'm gonna turn the music down even farther. Hopefully that's fine. I think the last video that I actually uploaded was one of the very few that I have since unlisted. It was the one where I was talking about some really, really heavy mental health stuff. I figure it's been a little while. I've been meaning to do this for, quite some time. And yes, I am still just going to be doing whatever in old school RuneScape while I'm talking. I still have similar mental health issues, but since I uploaded that video, I've been able to try a couple of medications for ADHD, and I have found that one of them has actually helped a great deal, to the point that it's not cured me of my depression, but it has alleviated some of the symptoms enough that I don't find myself in those states where I want to take my own life as often. Which means that I generally have like a better mood, more energy, stuff like that. It's nice, I guess. The downside, though, is that it means I have to, I don't really have any sort of excuse anymore for neglecting my own real life outside of my health struggles. Which is a big part of why I'm making this video, actually. It's, to put it bluntly, there's a very good chance that I will not be able to afford to live where I do anymore soon. This is not the first time in the last few years that I'm facing homelessness, but this is one of those times where, because I have a better handle on my mental health, facing homelessness ends up kind of like, my financial issues are kind of taking a bit of they're a priority right now. I can't look away. God, I feel like I'm just gonna babble about this. Long story short, I've been trying and failing to find a job for, well, since Nintendo unlawfully fired me over 3 years ago, but more seriously, this year in 2025, I have gotten, in the last 6 months, a whopping 3 interviews. Two of which were for my actual profession, which is quality assurance for video games. I am a game tester by trade. I did game testing at Nintendo for 4 years, right? I worked on some of their most, successful games for the Nintendo Switch, just straight up. I've gotten 2 interviews for that, both in the last 3 years and in just this year, just 2. And neither of them ended up working out. And one of them was even just for a temp job. Because there's a particular game that has a big update coming out this year, and they needed some temporary testing help to mitigate crunch, and hey, I wanted to throw my hat in the ring, but I guess somebody else beat me to it, even though it was a pretty great first interview. The third interview I've gotten, the other one, was as a cashier at a grocery store. I did get that job, and unfortunately I got that job before starting the current ADHD medication that I'm on. So after literally just the first day, I experienced such a horrible psychological breakdown that I couldn't continue the job in good conscience. Conscience. I couldn't reasonably continue working that job for fear of just a complete and total meltdown of my psyche. So I had to quit after only 1 day, which I really wish I could have stuck with it, because, god damn it, I need the money. But I couldn't, and I didn't. What's done is done. At this point, that was It's like halfway through June right now. That was about 2 months ago at this point. Since then, I've gotten one interview, which was the temporary game testing job, and nothing else. I have basically no viable prospects at this point. I've applied for so many jobs, I don't even bother keeping track anymore. I've probably applied for the same ones multiple times because I just forget that I've already filled them out. And nothing. I get nothing. I just get a lot of being ghosted, or, well, if you live in the United States right now, you understand just how bad things are. Not just in terms of the job market, but in terms of the job market. It's bad. I guess I really am just beating around the bush. A large part of this video's existence is me talking about how I need help. I've already had to borrow a lot of money from friends, and I even had to borrow money from my parents, which I don't know how to explain. My relationship with my parents is very strained and not particularly healthy at the moment. It hasn't been for a while. I really wanted to reconnect with them, but I wanted to reconnect with them when I was actually stable and could, like, handle their shenanigans alongside my own life problems. I didn't have a choice. If I hadn't asked my parents for help, I would have lost my car, which is like my one lifeline I still get to keep. And I also probably would have been evicted from this apartment like a month or two ago. Ironically, I'm still facing that down. I live with my brother currently. He's the only one of the two of us that's been able to have an income while I've been trying to survive, which of course I feel incredibly guilty about, but can't take back what's happened. I can only just keep moving forward. His income has not been enough to allow us to continue living here. There is like a toddler outside that's screaming. I'm gonna close my window 1 sec. Come on, you. Oh my god. Oh, there we go. Let me tell you, the window to my bedroom, or the shutter thing to my bedroom window is atrocious and does not like to budge half the time. What was I talking about? Right. My brother took a new job earlier this year that was slated to pay him far more than his previous one. And it should have been by now, but unfortunately some nincompoops were incredibly slow and lazy in the decision-making process around getting it started and operational, so he's not been earning very much. We've been getting every month now for pretty much the entirety of this year 30-day notices, pay up or get out. Or rather, pay up or face legal eviction. I am really sick of seeing those. They are not good for me or my mental health or anything like that, of course. I need a job. I need an income. I need money. I need a clue. That's what I'm here for, really. Every time I've borrowed money from anybody in these last few months, I just end up feeling like it's borrowing money is a band-aid. It is a band-aid, but the wound underneath that the band-aid is covering is not healing, and no matter how much I try, I swear to God, I cannot cure this infection. I have tried to secure an income so many times, and I keep trying. Of course, there's, like, the elephant in the room. I could theoretically walk across the street to the Jack in the Box that's over there and probably get a job instantly, but I'm pretty sure if I did that, I would spiral back into psychological crisis again. which I don't really want to do. It is not good for anybody. What am I trying to say here? What I'm trying to say is, if for some reason you, whomever is watching this, has been listening and like paying attention and happen to have some money to spare, if you could send it my way just so I can not get evicted, I would appreciate it greatly. I rediscovered recently that I actually have a coffee page set up. I forgot that I put that together many years ago as part of trying to make this YouTube streamer thing work more consistently. Actually, no, I think I set it up before that, back when I was still making music and hoping to like take music commissions and stuff like that. But anyway, the coffee page is still active. It's a really straightforward and easy way to donate money to somebody if you see it's fit. It's not something that I ever want to have to ask for, but I'm running out of options. Until I can actually find a sustainable income, like a real income, all I can really do is continue trying to support my brother and hope that his job actually does the things that's supposed to have happened months ago at this point. And I guess just keep asking people for help. I don't want to have to like crowdfund finances from my life, but I don't have a whole lot of a choice right now. I would love to have the mental wherewithal to make YouTube videos consistently again. You could argue the Risk of Rain Returns videos were technically that, but but I would love to be able to do that to get this channel to the point where I can monetize it and make at least like a few dollars a month. Even that would be so helpful. Like, oh my god, that would be so amazing. Unfortunately, my channel does not currently qualify for monetization, even though technically it did many years ago, and in theory there's like $80 sitting in a Google AdSense account somewhere. I need a minimum of 500 subscribers, and then there's some other requirements which, if I were to be able to start making videos consistently again, would be a breeze to hit. It's the subscriber count that's the hard part. If you're still listening and you're interested in seeing like maybe roguelite let's plays, or occasional old school RuneScape videos, which I still have countless ideas to make for those, please subscribe to the channel. If I can get to 500, maybe I can actually like, maybe hitting that milestone, which is the hardest milestone for monetization. Maybe hitting that will like kick my brain into another gear and get me to make videos again. Because I need to make them in order to get money, you know what I mean. But subscribe would be extremely helpful. If, and it's free, of course. If you're willing, maybe send me some money on coffee, or you can follow me on bluesky and send me a DM there. And if you would rather use like a different method, if that's a thing, I feel one of the things I was conditioned to never do growing up was to ask for help, like, ever. And I've been slowly unlearning that conditioning, but god, it is hard. So this really is just kind of a mess, huh? This whole video. Farming Guild. You can also go follow me on Twitch if you want, because I would like to actually stream there more than never as well. And unlike YouTube, Twitch is a bit easier to hit those monetization milestones, which means if I can stream more consistently and actually have like a decent number like a decent average viewer count, I can probably hit that threshold sooner. What else? And I guess if you have like any leads anywhere in not just the game dev industry, but basically any industry where there are open quality assurance jobs, QA jobs, testing jobs, anything like that, I am very qualified to do that kind of work. I just haven't gotten lucky, I guess. And the particular like sector within that that kind of work that I'm most experienced in, which is video games, is an oversaturated, dying industry with the onset of like tariffs and artificial intelligence, quote unquote, and all that kind of junk. If you have like any knowledge of anything in those realms, the QA fields, let me know, I guess. Not like I can afford to move anywhere. I'm kind of stuck where I am, but at least I have a car, so theoretically I could commute to more or less anywhere around Seattle, within reason, of course. Traffic here is hot garbage 99.9% of the time. God, is there anything else I really even have to talk about? I've been keeping tabs on my bank account balance, especially recently, as probably everyone should. I figure I can just show this real quick. This is slightly edited screenshot of my current bank balance. This is how much money I actually have right now. I have 34 cents and technically like another $10 in Canadian money that I have no use for because there's no reasonable way to convert it to USD where I live, like at all. My bank balance has gone into the negative several times in the last few months. I've gotten overdraft fees because I guess I just can't deactivate those. I need to find something. Like, even if the work that my brother's supposed to already be doing, like, finally gets started and actually kicks off, even then, like, that would be fantastic for him. He'll be making a lot of money. He'll be able to afford to live anywhere, but as much as I could continue to rely on his help and his support, which thank every deity in existence and then some for his willingness to be able to help me like that, I have to be able to support myself at some point. Like, he's got a kid, right? He has his own life he has to deal with, and as much as I want to be a part of his life, I don't want to be like a burden that holds him back from building the life that he should be able to build. He should have the freedom and capacity to build it for his son. The sooner I can find some way to keep myself alive and not have to rely on him, the better. Not just for me, but for him. And for my nephew, and for all of my friends, and even my parents. Because I'm sure a lot of them have been very worried about me for a long time. And like, yeah, fair enough, so have I. Join the club, right? But also, like, outstanding debts. I despise having outstanding debts. I need to be able to pay them back, all of them, as soon as is possible. I need... I don't... God, I'm tearing up because I'm just sitting here, like, thinking about the reality I live in, thinking about my life and where it is, and putting all of that into perspective with the bigger picture. in the US and abroad. I don't know, man. All I can really do is try to fix my own life, I guess. That's what I'm trying to do. This video is, I mean, yeah, sure, it is an update video. It's me just kind of saying, hey, not dead. I didn't end up doing the thing, go figure, because I knew I wasn't going to. I don't know. In no small, like, it's not lost on me that this kind of ramble that I'm doing right now is more or less screaming into the void. Like, I know that. I see, like, countless posts of other people online all over the place that are talking about how they need help, and I wish I could help them. I really do. But I can't. I have no money. There's basically nothing else I can do without money, other than just, like, be at least tangentially aware. But how am I supposed to live the life where I get to help people if I'm struggling 24/7? 365.25 approximately days a year. Like, this is ridiculous. I need to do something. There are so many jobs in this region where I live. So many. And I've applied to so many, but, like, what is even the point? This country specifically is one that is currently facing literal fascism and authoritarianism in, like, the highest bodies of government. And the socioeconomic system that this country is built on, capitalism, has reached a point where it is fundamentally and by definition exploiting every single individual like me. Every single one. And that exploitation, like, it's only gotten worse, and it's getting worse. Even if I find a job, like a decent job with decent pay, there is no guarantee that I'm not going to face the same thing that I did at Nintendo, of all places. Like, it is all so tenuous and, like, not, it's I'm just venting my frustrations into a microphone right now. I'm sorry. The place where I am in life right now is scary. At this exact moment, I have a roof over my head. I have access to clean water, electricity, and barely access to the internet. But it's not sustainable. It never was. I was supposed to have things fixed years ago. And here I am, talking into a microphone. Talking into a... How old even is this mic? Talking into, like, a 10-year-old... I don't even remember the model of this thing. It's just like a pretty standard Yeti mic. Just a Yeti stand mic. And I don't know. I've not been having a very great time lately. Like sure, the medication and stuff has certainly helped, but it feels like it really has just kind of brought everything else to the forefront. I can no longer just dissociate my way out of paying attention to these things. Although it has made me feel like I can actually tackle these problems. Like, all of the problems in my life are ones that have solutions, and I can see them, and I can see how I would go about like reaching those solutions. It just always ends up being like the solutions are contingent on things that are so far out of my control that it removes the impetus to try. Why try? Why try if my resume is just going to get read by the same large language model chatbot that tells every other employer, don't hire this one because they didn't use all of the correct buzzwords? Like, why try? There really is no, like, conclusive statement to put here. I've been babbling for 26 minutes. My throat freaking hurts. I'm not used to using my voice this much. Kind of ironic considering how many videos I used to make, like, on the daily. Go figure, right? So instead of trying to form a conclusion, I'm gonna just I'll put a timestamp to this as like a TLDR, or I guess TLDW chapter. So yeah, hi there. If you decided you wanted to click over to the TLDW, fair enough. I don't know if I would really want to sit and listen to some nerd babble for 25 minutes. Here's the gist, okay? Unlike the last video that I uploaded, I am doing better now mentally, which is great. However, my life is still in a really bad place, and at least for now, I need help. If you are willing to contribute some finances to a remarkably poor person who has been struggling and failing to find a job for months, or years if you want to look at it that way, I have a coffee page that you can donate to if you want. I also have some other links to other stuff in the description of this video, like my bluesky, if you wanted to DM me there and talk about like other ways you might be able to help, if, again, contingent on if you're willing. My Twitch is down there if you wanted to follow that, because maybe I can get back into streaming and actually monetize that. If you're willing, subscribe to this channel, because that is reaching 500 subscribers is the main monetization threshold that I need to pass in order to actually like make some money on this platform too. Every little bit helps, in theory anyway. I guess that's really it. I'm doing my best. I'm sure you're all doing your best too. I have no like words of wisdom or profound encouragement or anything like that I can offer. All I can really say is that my voice is cracking because, oh my god, my throat hurts. All I can really say is that, like, I wish I could help everybody who's in a similar situation to mine. Everybody who needs financial assistance, I wish I could just give them money. I wish, like, if somebody has to move, I wish I could go there in person and help them move boxes into a truck. I wish that I could donate food to every freaking homeless shelter and food bank in the world, right? Everybody wants to help someone to some degree. Not everybody needs the help as much. I wish I could be one of those people, but I'm not, at least for now. I need help. If you're willing to help, please do. And if you can't, fair enough. I guess you could share stuff or whatever. In theory, that might help because visibility or whatever. No pressure. I will not try to force anybody to do anything. This is a really strange video to make, I must say. I hope the audio balance wasn't too atrocious, because I had quite a lot of trouble making that work. Yeah. God. I think I'm gonna stop now. If anything, I should probably go eat lunch or something like that with what little food I have currently. Once again, if you are able and willing to send a few dollars or, I don't know, subscribe to whatever, wherever, it'd mean the world to me. I'm gonna go now. I hope you have a lovely day, wherever it is you are, whatever it is you're doing. Yeah, yeah.